Alright, now it's November, so that means it's time to do an Elliott update for November. So we'll start filming that right now, in the beginning of November, and then film what has been accomplished at the end of November. So, here we go. With first, what I bought, which is of course mostly a lot of stuff to do the locomotive that I showed at the end of the video. Which we have here, a Ziploc bag. The small stuff in it. Here we have Details West MU hoses. Cluster of 3. Here we have double-ended plugs, MU cable, double-ended plugs. Air hoses. And the sand filler hatches, which this has a little cutout thing for a sand filler hatch, which I don't need, so that'll be a part that I have that I don't need. The other there is 3 sand filler hatches in there. The other one's stuck up. Where'd it go? The other one's stuck up in here. It's right there. Stuck up in there. And then let's see, what's this? Ah, yes. A Leslie RS5T RF 5-chime horn. And then paint. True colored paint does not need to be thinned, but I did get thinner just in case. So we do have thinner. And here is the B&O Bando Blue. And I got black for the underside. But then I saw this and I thought I'll get this. And I'm not sure which one I want to use. This is weathered black. So I have the option to do weathered black or black for the thing. Now I gotta get some styrene and see which one I like more before I actually paint the locomotive. So that's that. Those are all the things for that. But then I got this stuff from Midwest, and Midwest had a sale. So of course when you got a sale, you gotta buy some extra things, especially if they have something that was extra on sale. Now this one I'm getting out right now is not extra on sale. These were $104, not on sale, but we got 4 more Baltimore, Ohio coal hoppers. I actually probably do not need more coal hoppers. I have almost 50 of them now. Now I have 53, but I wanted to get them. These coal loads actually look pretty decent. At least from what I can see of them. Cut the Athearn seal and see what they're like in here. Let's get this box out of the way. That person has SDS, small beep syndrome. Athearn Roundhouse, pretty much Athearn Blue Box. That coal load looks pretty decent. It's a little shiny. Some dull coat would knock that down, but it does not look like the load comes out. So that's annoying, but they look pretty decent. Actually, Indie ink might be better. better to dull that down. But there we go. Come on. All right, now the other thing, the thing that was on sale. I don't need to tell anybody, anyone in the model railroading community, how expensive these locomotives are. So I had this one on my wish list, and I was actually going to get a locomotive this month, but I was going to get something else, Bowser or something that's $200 and some dollars, and these were $341. But Midwest decided they were going to put these $341 locomotives on sale for $239. $110, basically $100 off the locomotive. So I now have an SD50F. These, anyone in Western New York or anywhere along the Southern Tier line knows that these locomotives were everywhere during the time that I would be modeling the Southern Tier. These are an absolute must to have at least one of these. And this one, I have found pictures of it actually being on the Southern Tier line during the time that I want to model the Southern Tier line. So I have 5427. This is now my third CN locomotive. Fifth if you count predecessors. And I saw a review where one person said their winterization hatch was loose. Must be just their locomotive because this one's not. But that is a very nice locomotive. Let's take it out of its packaging and see what it's like. Look at that. Now there's plenty of reviews out there, so I'm not going to do a review on it. There's plenty of reviews out there. That JLWII guy did one, and well, I'm not a fan of him personally because he was deleting my comments on his videos. He still makes good reviews, and he makes very thorough reviews. I just don't watch him anymore. So let's hear it. Of course, it doesn't come with a manual, but okay. What happened? It's dead. Oh. Okay, that was weird. First rear single headlight, single rear light, like all Canadian locomotives as far as I can remember. The only I can remember. They had. It does not like that one spot. And I don't know what function the spinning radiator fans are, but there is my Draper taper. $239. So, there we go. There's my new purchase. Now, at the end of the month, I'll film what I've done with with that, and we'll show you that, and anything I've done on the layout other than that. Alright, now unfortunately, I forgot to bring up the Dash 8, so I'm not going to show that. I'll put pictures up of what I've done right here. But I ordered something from a new train store. This is from Train Freak Hobbies. Jason the Train Freak, now known as Colonel Cotton Belt, has been buying up estates and reselling them, and he decided to make it more of an official business, so he put his Train Freak Hobbies and puts it on there. And I was officially the first person to order something from Train Freak Hobbies. So he told me, Messenger, that there is something special included in here, and he asked me to open up the bottom first. So I did the bottom first. Now, there is 2 kits in here for this layout. There's a kit in here for 1 or 2 kits in here for the big layout, if that's ever done. And there's a kit, and there's some cars in there, all inexpensive stuff. So let's get this open and find out what we got in here first. Now, if I remember, now he asked me to say that the 10th order will also get something special in their package. If I remember, I will put a link down in the description to Train Freak Hobbies. If I don't, just Google Train Freak Hobbies. So we have the bottom here. Or at least I think this is the bottom. You never know. The label's on the other side, so I'm assuming that this is the bottom. So, if it's not the bottom, blame the Postal Service, Jason. So we have a Illinois Central boxcar. That's for this layout, of course. That is a Athearn blue box, and they painted the weight on the bottom has been painted to match the underside of the car. So that will be added into JMRI and put in rotation and layout. Then we have this car, which I'm not sure which one this one is. Gondola Golden West Service? Yes, it is. This is a weathered Golden West Service boxcar. Look at the beautiful weathering on that. That is a very nice job. If I had the other camera, it would really show up well, but you can see pretty much here, and you'll see it in operations videos. You'll see it running there. So that's got to be added to the operations. Now, this kit, they are $45 to $50 brand new from dealers. So I believe I paid $25 for this one. And this is Allied Rail Rebuilders. Now, if you recall, I mentioned in a past update that this kit is almost a dead ringer for the buildings that are the elevator factory. So he had one. I'm going to get a second one. I have to alter this by cutting this out and adding windows in between here, making these windows go all the way up from here. This door also, I believe, does not need to be there. I have to look at photos, but I have photos of the building. I also need to shorten the roof down to like right here. It needs to be right above those windows. So I need to shorten it, cut it, trim some pieces out of it, But other than that, it's almost completely dead ringer. Yeah, it's pretty spot on what that this looks like. That so this is one of them that will be roughly here, and then the other one will be there. So that's one kit. Of course, the EMD 567 prime mover kit that's with it. I will not be using that here because it's not a locomotive shop. That will be put at the Finger Lakes Northern Canandaigua shops eventually. Now here we have plastic pellet transfer. This one is for the big layout. This is going to be for, I'm going to have two plastics industries on the layout. One of them is going to be Pactive in Canandaigua, which is going to be served by the Finger Lakes Railway, with Finger Lakes Northern trains passing through. And there will be a lot of a lot of traffic going through Canandaigua when I get that layout built, because it's going to be interchanging with another freelance railroad in the area, and all sorts of stuff. Okay, that is the gift he included, so I'm going to leave that to last. Put it in the middle here, so kind of didn't matter if I opened it bottom or top. So now we have Western Pacific 40-foot wood ends. Is that what this is? Yep. That is an AccuRail kit, and it looks like I need to do some work on that because these are not attached to it. Those should be attached to it, so gotta put the sill back in. So you go Western Pacific wooden boxcar. You can guess what layout that would be for. And then we have this Southern Pacific one also doesn't have those on there. I wonder why the person, whoever had these, didn't have that on. There's Southern Pacific 19022. We have a pack of AccuRails. These are Burlington, CB&Q, steel end, woodside boxcars. We have CNS with Colorado and Southern Burlington route. We have Fort Worth and Denver Burlington route, and then Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Burlington route. Which that's why I guys got those, because it needs two more road names that I don't have on the layout. I always like to add more road names in the layout because it just adds some variety, even though there isn't much variety in color, because most of the boxcars in this era were brown or black or something like that. It adds some variety in road names. Then we have this one is the Walder's truck dump. Again, paid less for this than I would new. And this is for the slag dump for Finger Lakes Northern, which is going to be north of Farmington Yard. This is going to be, they'll be blasting away, they'll be breaking up slag and be shuttle service between here and between the slag dump and the cement plant for aggregates and shipping out aggregates from the slag. So that's what that is for. And then we have the big kit, which is Golden Flame Fuel Company. And as you can see here, we have coal towers. And I bought this for a reason. This is for Montgomery Coal, because I was informed that they had these coal silos there. I don't know what they look like. I can't find any pictures of it. So I am going to have this as Montgomery Coal. This is going to be a coal trestle there, and then it will be loaded into here. I'm not sure exactly what this all... It says the coal. It also has oil tanks, which I don't think I'm going to use those. I might use them somewhere else though. And then the extra thing that he included was a $25 gift card for Amazon. So if I remember, his link will be in the description, but that's it for this video. From CP Solar Springs, Milepost 368, Norfolk Southern, Southern Tier Line, keep on loving trains, Tim out.